Yeah, I'm trying to find the stat for how many points Tom Brady's offense scored last night, and I just keep saying 0. So I'm trying to get the right stat before we could.
Are you on the right tab? Are you on the right game?
Yeah, maybe I'm on the wrong game.
If you add them all together, like quarter 1, 2, 3, 4, what's the total?
It's still saying 0, Tom.
Really? Oh, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, while the Buccaneers may have scored 0, I'll tell you who's always scoring, and it's a GPS, otherwise known as the Grossi Perna Show. Tom Grossi, Brandon Perna, S. And the S for the Buccaneers stand for scoreless.
Yeah. I was just going to say, just like the Buccaneers, there are no O's. Are there? Damn it. Oh, I messed it up.
They were so close, buddy. They were so
close. I have to think about what I say.
It was going to be good. I had a feeling it was going to be good. Dustin starting off with a tenner saying, what a great morning for GPS.
$10
and
to start.
I already was laughing during the intro because one of the comments was great. From Jack, the school flooded, so I get to watch GPS early.
All right, Jack.
He's like, listen, the school's underwater, and TikTok is killing schools, but we get to watch GPS, so.
Jack, did you flood your school just to watch our show?
Dabbed it up. Listen, is that a TikTok challenge now? Flood the school?
Could you get your school flooded so the day is canceled?
That's it. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We got a lot to discuss because just like it has been every week, it's been a crazy Sunday in the NFL. We got to talk about Saturday's game. Oh, we got to talk about Saturday's game. Finally, the curse coming through. And then we got to talk about all the Sunday games. We got to talk about how the Lions gonna Super Bowl. Blue Kitty go roar. Blue Kitty go roar. And, Brandon Perna has been telling you. He's been telling you for weeks. And they were like, oh, yeah, there's a giveaway going on with a certain company about any team to score. Well, a team didn't score last night, and that was the Buccaneers. And so, Brandon Perna, if they had gone on this app, on this website that might have been called DraftKings Sportsbook, and they put $1 down on a team to score, they would have won no money. No dollar-roonies. None.
Man, you should be angry at the Buccaneers. Because they would probably have been the safest team to bet on to score this week with DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Because if you bet the dollar, you turned it into $100 in free bets. I advise don't do it. Don't do bets on the Texans. Don't do bets on the Jags for scoring. And you go, okay, well, I'll just take the highest scoring offense in the NFL and bet on them.
Easy.
Boy, did they betray you.
Oh, yeah.
Did they betray you, losing 9-0 to the Saints. You'll never lose betray you on DraftKings. Well, I mean, you could. Anything's possible when you're sports betting. Let's be honest. Be honest. There are no gimmies. And the Buccaneers prove that. But if you're a new customer and you sign up with our code, GPS, they're going to match your first-time deposit of up to $1,000. How about them Colts? Danny. Also, if they don't have sports betting in your lame state, you can do fantasy betting because there's millions of prizes.
Unicorns.
What's that?
Like unicorns?
Yes. That threw me for a loop.
Dragons?
Fantasy. The Witcher. Toss a coin to your Witcher. That's coming back.
Valley of Plenty.
Yeah, DraftKings Sportsbook. Bet on football or GTFO.
Joey's right. At least the Packers scored 3 in New Orleans.
Yeah. Hey, at least the Broncos scored 10 yesterday.
Hey.
The Broncos would have beat the Buccaneers 10-0. How about that?
That's it, baby. I love how I said unicorns, and you're like, I don't know where you're going with that, Tom. I don't get it. You're making a reference that you're going down a path I can't follow.
I was thinking of states, and then I was like, oh, no, I said fantasy.
That's what it was. Yeah, it's okay.
I'm gonna have to give The Witcher another try because I tweeted this is the worst show I've ever seen in my life when I've tried to watch it, and I don't think I've ever received so much hate on a tweet in my life.
Here's the thing: season 1 is a little tough to get into because they do weird with time jumps and stuff like that, and people are staying the same age, so it's tough to, if you don't have any knowledge of it, it's tough to keep track. But it does get very, very good. I haven't seen the second season yet, but it does get very,
it was like the first 2 episodes I feel like were kind of rough, and I was like, this is really bad and cheesy. But I'm gonna try to give it another chance because I need to be whisked away into a fantasy world.
I'm sorry. Hold on one second. I need to pause the show. We need to stop. Patrick saying Tom dropping the Samwise Gamgee quotes. That was from Padme in episode 3 of Star Wars. All right, Samwise similar quote, but that is a prequel meme quote. Okay.
Sorry, Kylan. The last thing we need are more rules in the NFL.
I want less rules. I want anarchy. Yeah. I want you to be able to wear brass knuckles on the field.
ANARCHY.
It's a spelling show.
Yeah. All right, Tom. My Broncos were spanked. We'll get to that. The Packers, did they clinch a playoff spot with their win?
Oh, buddy.
Oh, my God.
Clinch a playoff spot. A playoff spot. Not only were we the first team to clinch a playoff spot this season, we clinched our division. It's the Vikings. They haven't even played yet. But the Green Bay Packers, for the 3rd season in a row under Matt LaFleur. King of the North.
LaFleur is, of course, French for Mike McCarthy was overrated.
Also, for sexiest head coach in the NFL. It's not even close.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
You know what the best part about Tom Brady scoring 0 points?
What is it?
In prime time.
What is it?
Is that he should be swiftly kicked out of the MVP conversation. And now we've got a 2-way race between Aaron Rodgers and Jonathan Taylor, in my opinion. Kyler Murray, he ain't in it anymore. Matthew Stafford couldn't get there. Lamar Jackson got some injury issues. He's not there. So if anybody can tell me, well, here's the thing we should start thinking about. So maybe some other positions around the league to include there, because clearly no quarterback separating himself other than Aaron Rodgers.
Give it to Humphrey, you cowards. Do it. Give it to an offensive lineman, you cowards.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
The Good Place is a great show, by the way. Good Place is a great show.
That's with Ted Danson and Kristen Bell. I've heard that's good. I've just
it's phenomenal. It's great. Anyway, let's talk about the Packers game real quick. Well, let's just nip that right there. So I thought that was gonna be a close game. Oh boy, that was a close game. It was a 1-point game, 31-30. Because Harbaugh is like, hey, you know how we went for 2 against the Steelers and it failed? Let's do that again. And they did. And it failed again. Steven saying the Packers suck. Buddy, I'm pretty sure the Packers are better than the Cowboys right now. Oh, wait, let me check. Yeah, they're the best team in the NFL. So the only reason you won is because Mike Glennon can not freaking throw a freaking fracking football. So why don't you calm yourself down a little bit there, bud? Why don't you calm yourself down there? Just saying. Anyway.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Guillermo. Oh, Guillermo. I'm sorry, buddy.
Sorry, Guillermo.
That's no good.
We are here to support you, to try and make you laugh. That is a crappy night, a crappy thing to go for, or to go through. You were in the streams yesterday, and maybe your Raiders can bring you a little joy.
I hope so.
I doubt it, Guillermo, if I'm being honest, but
Nick Mullins.
You know we're here for you, buddy. Sorry about that, man.
Damn. But yeah, do the Ravens win if they have Lamar Jackson? I think they could have 100%. I mean, Huntley is they're gonna get phone calls after this season. I mean, this guy, yeah, 2 touchdowns in the air, 2 touchdowns on the ground. He took control of that game like Lamar Jackson would have in the fourth quarter, and he was doing real well. So the Packers couldn't stop Mark Andrews in the first half. Allowed 2 touchdowns and over 90 yards in just the first half. And special teams continued to not be very special, continued to be awful. But the defense came in clutch at the very end. Aaron Rodgers tied the record for most touchdowns in Packers franchise history with Bet Favre. Did it. He had to throw 3. He threw 3, almost had the 4th and almost broke the record. But the post-game interview, he was just like a schoolboy on Christmas Day. He's like, I get to do it at Lambeau on Christmas Day. Oh, goody. So that's when he's going to break the record, and it's going to be an absolute beautiful thing to say. And you talk about Aaron Rodgers with the MVP. The last 4 games, Brandon Perna, he's been incredible. Last 4 games, 13 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, over 1,300 yards. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Cynical. And now the baby's going to be a Grossi posse and pornographer fan. So It's like, I'm pretty sure there's been studies shown, like you're supposed to listen to like Mozart when you're pregnant, the baby's going to come out like a genius.
Yeah.
Now, super genius and or future YouTuber, in that case, I'm so sorry. I'm so very sorry.
So sorry. I just connected that. We don't need to talk about that yet.
Yeah. Dolphins Buccaneers Super Bowl over my dead rotting corpse. Dolphins. Listen.
They almost lost to the Jets.
They did. But I do want to give it up to Huntley. The refs were terrible. Packers. We have a buffer now for the Cardinals and the Buccaneers. Now, speaking of the Cowboys, if the Packers lose one game and the Cowboys win out, the Cowboys get the number 1 seed. And that would be gross.
Wait, what has happened?
If the Packers lose one game and the Cowboys win out, the Cowboys get the number 1 seed.
Oh, wow.
But we have a buffer against the Cardinals and the Buccaneers, and the Cowboys play the Cardinals this season. So hopefully the Cardinals take care of business then like they didn't do against the Detroit Lions, which again, shout out to the Lions beating the Vikings and also beating the Cardinals, helping out the Green Bay Packers. Love you.
Strategically helping the pack. Dan Campbell is a double agent.
I love him.
No wonder you love him. He's there to make your life easier.
Dude, I want to say, like, I've been saying this now for a while. Like, he's that guy. He is that guy, King of the North. Did you see that post-game thing that he did in the locker room? Opening up, just going, welcome to Detroit. And I was like, like, he's there. And even Jared Goff is just like, I did good, Papa. I did good. I mean, they've won 2 games, bud. They've won 2 games, and that team is, like, willing to run through a wall. Yeah. And I love it. Because, like, they start getting talent. I'm telling you, he's their guy. He is their guy.
The Lions are just a team that lacks talent.
Yes.
They're maybe one of the most depleted rosters in terms of, like, top-tier playmakers. But again, like, what they did in the draft was try and build their offensive line. And they're trying to build from the inside out. And they've got another year with Goff, and Goff is definitely serviceable. And
he was great yesterday. 3 touchdowns.
I think they have a star in DeAndre Swift, but he's been hurt. And I wanted to shout out running back Craig Reynolds, who got a ton of love from Lions fans when I was live streaming the Broncos Lions game. Another solid game from Craig Reynolds, coming off their practice squad, 112 rushing yards. I believe he caught a touchdown too. Just an incredibly strong touchdown grab. So yeah, the Lions are definition of an underdog. They should just change their name to the Detroit Underdogs at this point and abandon the Lion mascot, move forward with it. And I'm curious to see what they do in the draft, although winning kind of hurts them from taking the first pick, and they could use that because basically right now the two consensus top picks are edge rushers, right?
Yeah.
The guy from Michigan and Thibodeau.
Well,
that's how much I know
the
about
good thing is, though, is because right now the Jaguars have the number 1 overall seed, so they're just going to draft another quarterback. So, they'll push those guys down for the Lions to draft. So, it kind of just works out. Because the head coach is going to want to come in and do things his way. So, Trevor Lawrence, he'll be a backup. And, they'll trade for Gardner Minshew in the offseason. They'll get him back. And then it'll be a 3-way battle between, who's going to, get it. So the guys, nobody's going to get like number 1 reps. And I think they're going to do well this season. So, yeah.
Honestly, I just laughed at that for some reason. The Lions, I mean the Jags. The Jags.
Oh, the Jags.
I think you have to believe Trevor Lawrence can be a lot better with a different coach. Obviously, they didn't get the fire your coach boost that most teams get after doing that. But it wouldn't be the dumbest plan, because you are the Jags, to trade Trevor Lawrence for a bunch of draft picks and take whatever quarterback you like this year.
That'd be really dumb. Perna, that'd be the dumbest thing in the world.
See it, though, Tom.
I would love to see it. It'd be the dumbest thing. I would just want to watch like Uche just lose his mind and just throw a PC monitor through a wall.
Yes.
Because that's the thing, though. Like, I wouldn't put it past them. I really wouldn't. At this point, I don't know what the hell they're doing. So,
man. Yeah. Trent Baalke, their GM. I don't know how he's employed again. But Jags, Texans, a lot of problems going on in both organizations, a lot of uncertainty moving forward. The Lions, out of those bottom feeding teams, feel like they got something right with Dan Campbell. And I believe he's been calling the offensive plays too the last few weeks. So he's doing a lot of things you want to see your head coach do. Like, he's doing the right things on game day. He's a leader. We heard Teddy Bridgewater talk about, last week, Dan Campbell, when he was down in New Orleans, he's like, that guy you'd come out of a meeting and you'd want to punch a dude in the face for him for no reason. Like, he would just get you jacked and ready to go. So congrats on the Lions getting their second win. It feels like they kind of won 2 Super Bowls this year with those 2 wins. That's kind of that's the secret. Lose all of your games for most of the season and then get a win, and people will just be happy you got 1 win, and then get 2. And they're like, but you got to beat a good team, because the Cardinals, everybody thought the Cardinals were maybe the best team in the league.
I just love retweeting Scooter's tweet from a month ago, like when they lost to the Chiefs with Jordan Love, and he's like, and they said the Packers are supposed to be the top team in the NFC. Which, by the way, fun fact, I'm 1 win away from the Colts. Colts win, 1 win away from me beating Scooter yet again in a bet. So, because he picked the Falcons to finish with a better record. So,
Scooter is the Atlanta Falcons of picking winning teams.
Scooter, I'm just going to go ahead. Don't use promo code GPS or clickbait when doing DraftKings. Just don't bet, buddy.
Just
for you, don't do it. Just don't do it. So, yeah, that's the Green Bay mother-loving Packers. The Lions, as we just talked about, a shocker. And I would argue probably the biggest upset of the season.
For sure.
I think that's safe to say. I mean, the Cardinals obviously coming off a loss against the Rams, but at least they were competitive. They shot themselves in the foot a lot. AJ Green giving up on a route and not coming back for the ball. And Kyler Murray just looking at him like, bro, like, what are you doing? I think the Cardinals, they got some issues right now. They have no Hopkins until maybe the playoffs. Their offensive line, Kyler Murray was in a lot of trouble basically all game. And it's the sky isn't falling, but there's meteors that are coming down, especially if the Rams win tomorrow, because now all of a sudden Cardinals need to start looking at their division and going, uh-oh. Because they, like I said, they have 3 games left. 2 of those games they got against the Colts and the Cowboys. Those are not easy games. So Just saying.
Just start calling Kayvon Taz. It will be a lot easier, Perna. Kayvon. What are we talking about?
The Tasmanian Devil?
Yeah.
Booga, booga, booga.
Who's Kayvon, though? What Kayvon?
Every kiss begins with Kayvon.
I'll do it, but I got to know what you're talking about, Alex. Okay.
Chicken little.
Well, the Cardinals are going to be feeling like the Ravens. Not just because they're bird teams, but they're
not going to be quoted anymore?
You quoth no more. Both atop their divisions, right?
Yep.
And then at least the Ravens have some serious injury excuses. The Cardinals, they made it through their injuries, although DeAndre Hopkins is out again. But now the Ravens, if the playoffs started today, they would be on the outside looking in. They are not in the playoffs, even though they beat the Colts and the Chargers this season. Those two teams are in. Kayvon Thibodeau. Okay, I'll call him Taz.
You just got to throw on a French accent, buddy. Like, you just got to... Any game easy now. It's the NFL. No, you just say Kayvon, like, normal, and then go...
Kayvon. Yeah. So, the Cardinals got some issues. Cliff Kingsbury back on the hot seat, at least according to Twitter. I love Twitter overreacting.
Yeah.
But here was my notes in the Broncos game for you, Tom. Broncos versus Bengals. Why?
It's true.
Why?
I'm bringing him down.
Hurting my brand.
Hurting your brand, Perna. I don't know if you knew this.
I don't know if I've got a brand.
So, might want to cut ties real quick.
Tom, can I replace you with Mr. Beast?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give him a call. I know him personally.
I'll replace you for 1 week, and then I'll fire Mr. Beast, and then I'll bring you back, and my new 5 million subscribers I'll send your way.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Yeah. What game? I'm sorry. What game were we talking about?
Broncos Bengals. Oh,
Bengals. Oh, God, buddy. It was funny. I had a guy come over and donate to me. He was like, I was on Perna's stream, but that game is really boring.
Oh, dude, it was so boring. The first half was 9 total points, 3 field goals, one of which the Broncos missed a field goal. Into the half, Broncos get into field goal range. 51-yarder, McManus, the Gooch Slayer, usually money, misses wide. And then the Bengals run one play and attempt a 58-yarder and nail it. Evan McPherson, their kicker, dude's got a leg.
Oh, yeah.
The Bengals punter was actually very good. Field position.
Yeah.
And Teddy gets hurt. Bad head injury. He dove for a first down, got it, and then he just landed right on his head and shoulder, was knocked out.
He dove and got hit in the air while he was diving and just went literally face first.
Yeah. So apparently he was knocked out cold for quite some time there. He was taken to the hospital, but he's got movement in all his extremities. For what it's worth, he's fine. But head injury, he's not fine. That's his second. I don't even know if it's been called a concussion yet.
Yeah.
But he had a concussion earlier this season. They played him on a short week after that, which was crazy. And now he's not going to play this week. There's a chance if this head injury is serious enough, he doesn't play for the rest of the season.
Yep.
And Vic Fangio after the game was not high on Drew Lock because Drew Lock fumbled the ball away on a RPO where he should have just given it to Javonte Williams. If you're a quarterback, a young quarterback, and they call an RPO and you've got Javonte Williams behind you, just hand off the damn ball. You're never going to go wrong by handing Javonte Williams the ball, especially when you're within 10 yards of the end zone. So they got Brett Rippon on the roster. I don't think Fangio's high on Drew Lock. I've been asking them to start Brett Rippon for a while now. And
ripping it.
Maybe that happens. I don't know. But we're probably going to see Drew Lock or Brett Rippon against the Raiders this coming weekend. And Teddy, very unlucky in terms of health and injuries.
Good God, man. I listen, we've talked about him. Like, he's not the greatest quarterback in the world, but that man has had so many bad breaks.
Yeah.
It's like, why? Why do you hate him so much?
Yeah, football gods. Why doth thou smite Teddy? Yeah. It's hard too, because like in that game, like when you're live streaming, you're calling it and you're just trying to be like entertaining and react and try and voice what everybody's feeling, right? And Teddy was not playing well.
No.
So you're kind of like starting to get after him a bit. It's like, dude, how many passes are you just going to throw away? You're like criticizing him for this play, and then boom, he's hurt and it's a serious injury. And then you just feel guilty for like, you know, living in the moment and getting angry because he's not playing well. And then he gets hurt and it like puts everything back in perspective really quick.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a weird thing. I have so much respect for actual professional announcers who are just even keel through the game. They handle that stuff professionally, because I don't know how to do it right. But the Broncos season, in my eyes, is over. But it's not even. It's not even over, because we just saw the Buccaneers score 0 points. Denver could get back in the playoffs. Although now it's like the Steelers are seriously in the hunt. It's just stupid.
You know what? Let's talk. That's a great transition. Yeah. First of all, Kitty goes meow. They're in first place right now. But Stern said this before. The Browns will either be in first or last place, depending on their game today.
Let me say one thing.
The North.
Bengals fans, classy as hell. A lot of comments from the Bengals fans on my video saying, I hope Teddy's all right. That was an ugly game. Your defense is great. Like, they were just complimenting my video and like, hey, we're happy we got a win there. We don't know if either team deserved it, but appreciate Bengals fans, and now officially rooting for the Bengals to win the AFC North. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's okay. Like, they know, right? They're like, listen, fellow Orange team who has sucked for a while, we get it. We get it.
We get it.
Yeah, let's talk about the Steelers Titans. Because I don't know if I've ever seen a team take a shotgun and blow both of their feet off so badly in that game than the Titans, because that was a game I was kind of paying attention to as I was like getting ready for the day and setting up streams and stuff. And there was a stat that was happening, and the announcers go, in the last 10 snaps, the Titans have turned it over 3 times. 10 snaps.
Trey.
And I'm like, what? That they were winning like they were having a good game. They were winning in the first half. And then the second half, they're like, like, what if we didn't though? We done. Like, what if we just didn't do anything? 4 turnovers on the day. And it was just a horrendous performance in the second half. And the Steelers are like, oh, okay. Like, I mean, we're not going to do amazing things either, but like, we'll win. It was just ugly, buddy.
Steelers like, we're not trying to win today, but if you're going to give it to us, we'll take it.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, though, and I'm sure Tree is going to bring this up as well. Tyler Huntley to the Broncos.
I'll take it.
The Titans went to the logo. They went on the logo.
Dude, and not only did the Titans go to the logo, but them idiots were too dumb to realize they were fighting the curse. They were the cursed team this week.
Oh.
You don't go to the logo on the same week you get the curse from the spin wheel of pain.
Oh.
And the fact that Mike Vrabel's not watching my show to see who is cursed shows he's overrated.
Not coach of the year material.
Overrated, and you will never cut off your penis, Mike Vrabel, because you ain't getting to a Super Bowl, my friend. Unless Derrick Henry comes back, then, Titans are probably really good again.
Yeah, then you're fine. And whenever A.J. Brown eventually comes back.
Yeah. And Julio Jones, who left that game with a hamstring injury.
Yeah, like they're also like beat to hell, but
the Buccaneers last night experienced what the Titans have been going through for half the season.
Yes, that's correct. That is correct. Listen, folks, let's put it this way. Can't say it.
I was going to say, look how good Tom Brady was when a couple of his playmakers went down. Oh.
The thing that confuses me about that clip is that the tablet's already broken before.
Yes, 100%. I was wondering that last night,
Like,
too.
did he just go, oh, but he couldn't snap it all the way? So then he's just like, you stupid tablet. Or do you think like Bill Belichick was attempting to Skype with him because it's not an Apple product? And it was just like, By the way, speaking of Bill Belichick, did you see he kind of apologized to reporters?
No.
In the press he like came out and he basically said like, after the Colts game on Saturday, he's like, I'm sorry if I was a little bit short with you. It was just a bad game and I didn't see I didn't see the tape, so I had nothing really to talk about. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's a horseman of the apocalypse. Like that's a Bill Belichick. I don't like I'm pretty sure it's in the Bible somewhere.
I don't like that.
It's not foreshadowing a good thing that's coming. So the Bucs were number one.
The Bucs were number one. The Dolphins had the bye week from the curse. The curse from the bye week. God, the Dolphins had the curse from the bye week, and they almost lost to the Jets, but they didn't. So I think the Dolphins are actually stronger than the curse.
Can I say something too? I was watching that game yesterday because I unfortunately had to watch Jets games in New York. And there was a play where Tua bulldozed a defender. And one of the commentators was like, oh, well, they're afraid to hit the quarterback, so that's why it happened, what have you. But Tua runs over the defender. It's a really strong run. He gets up. He's pumped up. And the crowd is going wild. And the crowd is like starting to go nuts for Tua. And I'm just sitting there and looking at this. And I'm like, you go back to the trade deadline and nearly every Dolphins fan is like, get rid of him. He's terrible. He's injury prone. Trade him for Watson. And I just find it interesting that now everyone's aboard the Tua train. And I was like, you got to give the kid more time. And now look at what the Dolphins are doing.
Yeah. And he wasn't like, I don't think he played a great game against the Jets. That's why it was close.
Yeah.
He had a really bad interception. I don't know if it was the wrong read by him or if a receiver ran the wrong route. So it wasn't even his best game, but like he's a competitor. I think usually he's limiting mistakes. Yeah. And I think really what I took away from the Dolphins game, because Jalen Waddle did not play, that guy should be in the conversation a lot more for offensive rookie of the year because their offense not as good without him, obviously, but they struggled for a while. But the guy that gets the shout out from the Dolphins is one Duke Johnson, who they brought up from the practice squad because all of their running backs had the Rona, they were in the COVID protocols. Duke Johnson, first Dolphins running back to have a 100-yard rushing game this season, probably dating well into last season as well. And he's going to stay on the active roster for the rest of the season. 2 touchdowns for him. And if Miami can get some sort of consistency from the run game, I know it was the Jets. Everybody looks a little better in certain facets against the Jets. Yeah. But Waddle comes back and say your passing game a little more effective, but you can actually lean on the run a little bit. I like the direction the Dolphins are going. It's kind of like they're missing the thing the Bills were missing, except the Dolphins just lost way too many games early in the season. And it was that they can't run the football. With a young quarterback, like you want to be able to do that, especially in close games. So I don't know. I don't want to like overhype Miami because it was just the Jets.
The pieces are there, though.
They're starting. Yeah, they could be. We thought they were going to be better this year, but they really are hey, we're a 1 year away sort of team, the Miami Dolphins.
They just keep saying that every year, but I agree. It's
at least it's not like the Jets. It's like we're about 5 years away.
We're about 5, and that's if everything goes right. But speaking of god-awful Jersey teams, let's talk about the New Jersey Giants for a hot second, because I'm not to steal Tree's trademark, but if they're not the lolcow of the week, then I don't know what we're doing, because the Giants, before they even stepped on the field, Fan Appreciation Day, for all season ticket holders, you got a free medium soda.
Wow.
That's what you get. You get a free medium soda, and that's it. I was talking when I went to go see Spider-Man on Friday. I went with one of my buddies who's a Giants fan because we live in New York, and he's just like, regrettably so, a Giants fan. And I said, did you see what they're giving fans? And he said, no. And I said, they're giving them a free medium soda if you're a season ticket holder. He goes, and he like looked at me like, that's a funny joke. And I go, oh no, that's for real. That's what they're giving them. And like, that's phenomenal. Like phenomenally so bad.
Yeah.
And out of time. Like your team is garbage. You have no idea what direction this team is going to go in. Right? You signed Kenny Golladay to a big contract. He can't stay on the field. And when he is on the field, it's not really good. Daniel Jones has been injured. Saquon Barkley, he's either injured and or not performing. You know, you have Mike Glennon throwing 3 interceptions there. Yeah, your name had to be on the count. Yeah. You couldn't get it if you bought tickets on the secondhand market. Nope. If you were a season ticket holder, you had to prove for that soda. You had to prove it for that. Not even a large, a medium soda.
Wow. NFL organizations, they're not all created equal. The Giants, that's just like a slap to the face to your fans. You know what? This is what it should be. If your team loses or doesn't win more than 4 games, season ticket holders should have their money refunded for that season. If they finish with a losing record, half their money back. They finish with the winning record, then yeah, fine. Okay. You got your money's worth.
You charge double.
But do something to show some sort of respect for the fans sitting through your garbage season after garbage season, which Giants fans have done for a while now. Silly. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it's like, how much would it cost to do something that actually felt like fans mattered to you? Probably not a lot. Although John Mara probably spent all his money on making sure taunting's been emphasized all season. The real taunt, John Mara, is what you just did to your fans, you idiot.
I just think it's funny because like they promoted it like it's an advertisement, like that's going to bring the fans in.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we know it's been a rough year, but make the commute out to New Jersey so you can get a free medium soda. That'll fill the stands.
Literally the least healthy thing we can offer you, too. A soda.
A
beer would have been nice. Some food, like
I
don't know. A chance to win something cool. PS5.
Jake Fromm didn't even look that bad. He came in and I was like, he should have been in earlier. 3 interceptions from Glennon. You know, Trayvon Diggs got his 10th interception of the year. It made the Cowboys defense look really good. The Cowboys offense still didn't impress me. Like they still didn't look amazing to me. I was on the phone with Papa Grossi and he's just like, the Cowboys don't look great. He's like, they should be blowing them out even further than they are. But
their offense, it's like there's no excuse for their offense not being dominant every week. You know what I mean? Like the Cowboys, we should be talking about them the way we talk about the Chiefs offense, the way we talked about the Buccaneers offense until last night. It's like, which offense is underperforming more, the Cowboys or the Bills? You know what I mean? Like,
hey, Bills, they beat the Panthers yesterday.
They did beat the Panthers.
And they had those red jerseys, which were pretty cool. I like the red jerseys.
I like the Bills red jerseys. Let them drink Pepsi, I say. Nothing taunting about a soda pop.
Nope. Get yourself a soda pop. I just don't like you watch the Bills game, and I like that your first note on this. I learned nothing from this game.
Yeah, I learned nothing from the Bills-Panthers game because it confirmed what we already know. The Panthers are really bad. They've got a ton of problems. I don't know how they're going to fix them all. And the Bills are better than the bad teams. They beat the bad teams handily, even though it took the Buffalo a little while to get going there. But like they didn't do anything to convince me that they're going to go out and finish games against very good teams.
They had a nice second quarter. I mean, like, I think it's just like this is a game that they should have won.
Yep.
They did. Cool. Like, I don't think this doesn't solve any like the Bills' problems or anything like that. I think, again, what it's going to determine, because if we take a look at the Buffalo Bills schedule,
they play the Patriots, the Falcons, and the Jets. So it's that Patriots game again. And the Patriots are coming off a loss, which is going to make it interesting.
Yeah. I mean, so that's remember when the Panthers were undefeated? Oh, I remember they were number 1 in Brandon Perna's power rankings and they never recovered.
They may have gotten the worst. Well, the Panthers and the Raiders got the worst curses of the season.
Just a bit, buddy. Just a bit. Because they're your rival, you curse the Raiders so hard, you set them back years.
Yeah. Sorry.
Years.
Sorry, Raiders. Sorry, Guillermo.
Sorry,
Guillermo.
Sorry. But yeah, the Bills, it comes down to this because they should be able to beat the Falcons. They should be able to beat the Jets. It really is going to be like, all right, what can they do against this Patriots team coming off a bad loss, in which the Patriots didn't look great. I mean, I know we talked about it a tiny bit, but I mean, Mac Jones, he had a bad game. Like he had a bad game. I picked the Colts to win because I was like, Patriots shot for the first 3 quarters. Jones threw the ball 45 times. 45. Completed 26 of 45, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Yeah. The Patriots got away from what they do well, which is run the ball, in addition to playing very good defense.
Yeah.
And that's like the Colts had the tool to close out that game. And that is Jonathan Taylor, my favorite tool. I don't mean that disrespectfully, Jonathan Taylor. I didn't mean to call you a tool, but you're a helpful tool, like a shovel when you need to dig a grave for the Patriots. There we go. He had 170 rushing yards. Buffalo does not have Jonathan Taylor. They don't have anything close to Jonathan Taylor. No. They're not a good rushing team.
Singletary had a decent game.
Yeah, against the Panthers. And the Buffalo's going to have to run the ball somewhat effectively, I think, to beat New England. And
which we said last time too, and they didn't.
They didn't. So it's a really important game for Buffalo, not just because like they need the win, the playoffs are kind of crazy, but it's like if they don't beat the Patriots next week and they do get into the playoffs still, are you confident as a Bills fan that they're going to beat anybody? Because I'm not, and I want the Bills to win more than anybody who's not a blooded Bills fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to live vicariously through them. And every team I pick to live vicariously through seems to just channel our inner Denver Broncos from time to time.
Sure.
But yeah, they have to win. They gotta beat the Patriots, and I think they have to beat them decisively. And I don't know if they can.
Okay, here's what I want to say about the Colts game. Do you think the Colts could actually be the best team in the AFC?
Ooh, no. And it's just because of 2 words. Carson
Wentz.
Yeah. And it's not that Carson's bad. He's much improved with Frank Reich. But in that game,
dude,
the reason the Patriots got back into it was because of Carson Wentz.
5 for 12.
Yeah.
He pulled a Mac Jones, except he threw, he completed a couple more passes. 5 for 12.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like their defense is good. They have the best running back right now in the NFL because Derrick Henry is on the shelf right now. Mm-hmm. I feel like they could be a really big problem in the playoffs.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I feel like, honestly, I think you put them up against any AFC team and they could beat them. I mean, like, who is going to be the challenges? The Chiefs, right? I think they could beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, because they have the perfect formula to beat the Chiefs, and that is control the clock and run the ball over and over again and limit the Chiefs' offense being on the field.
I think it's just a matter of look at all the teams in the AFC. We were like the Patriots are the most consistent, right? They had a bad loss on Saturday. That doesn't mean that it's the end of the world, but you are looking for consistency in the AFC. The Chiefs now have the longest win streak in the AFC, but they basically got back in the game because the Chargers chargered it up so bad. Mm-hmm. I just think it's very interesting because I still don't know who is like the best team in the AFC. I really don't. I just have no idea.
There's no clear-cut best team in the AFC or the NFC.
Yeah.
And honestly, you want to put the Packers there, but their special teams is a real issue. It's a real issue, that Green Bay special teams, Tom.
Oh, buddy.
Mm.
Buddy. I'm going to do another audition video as a special teams. I figured it out last night. I was like, yeah, we're going to do that. By the way, that is Emily. I did see that fun fact. Roethlisberger's never lost his first home game after a live action Spider-Man has been released. That is an actual real stat. And that's what I was looking for throughout the entire. I was like, you know what? I hope this holds true.
The savvy Yinzer who dug that up.
Yep.
Congrats to you.
I want to see a Colts Titans matchup, and I want Derrick Henry to be back. Jonathan Taylor, like, let's go. Let's get a rubber match, even though they swept the Colts already. But yeah, like I don't even know. Like I don't know. Like, these playoffs, my dude, are going to be insane. Like, they are going to be so wild, so crazy, because anybody can win. And you might be thinking, how can I even keep track of this? Like, how am I even supposed to gamble on it? And I said, I don't know. But if you were to, you should probably go to DraftKings Sportsbook.
Yeah, I think you might want to check out our promo code GPS with our link in the description, DraftKings Sportsbook, and place some bets that tickle your fancy. You could do same game parlays. That's fun. Oh, I did a fun one. I did not win, but I like this betting angle.
Win, but...
It's the money line for teams that are losing, and if you stack just like two teams in a parlay.
Yeah.
And I forget which two teams I picked for. I think maybe it was like the Cardinals to come back and beat the Lions, and another team that was trailing, where I thought, I don't think it's going to happen, but if it does, and since I stacked the two teams, the payout's huge. It was like a $20 bet would have paid over $2,000 if it happened.
Whoa.
I think it was for the Panthers to come back and beat the Bills and the Cardinals to come back. It's something like that, where you don't think it's going to happen. It's in the third quarter, but there is a small, because this season we have seen games that look like they were done and teams come back. So like I said, I did not win. Neither team even came close to coming back. But if you want to make games that are bad interesting, that's one way to do it. And the payout's huge. And so you could put like a $5 bet on it and win, a lot of money. So that's my new nugget that I'm going to test again maybe next week.
I like that.
Yeah.
So like it's just like halftime, you're going in and you're just like, here's $5.
Yeah. And it was just the money line bets, and I stacked two games. So that was a fun thing I learned this week on DraftKings, just perusing the bets. May or may not have been on the toilet. I don't know. Code GPS when you sign up. Link in the description. And new customers, they'll match your first time deposit of up to $1,000. And oh wait, hold on. Let me see what their new offer is. What is it this week?
Adam goes, every Vikings game, you have a chance to win that parlay on the other team coming back. He's not wrong.
Yeah. And right now, if you bet just $5 on any NBA team, you could win $150 in free bets if that NBA team wins. That's through Christmas right now. There's a lot of NBA games on Christmas. There's going to be NFL games that weekend. So don't forget to check her out. Funny, because my kid's going to go to college because of DraftKings.
Yeah.
Just get a YouTube channel and convince them to sponsor it.
That's it. Yeah, the Cowboys I don't believe in. The 49ers, they smacked the crap out of the Falcons. There was I didn't even mention them because there really wasn't much to mention there. We talked about the Jaguars being number one yet again. Now we can talk about, if you want to, the Bucs Saints a little bit more in depth, because I know you're happy, buddy. I know you're happy.
God, I love Tom Brady playing bad. My concern now is usually after a bad game, he plays really well. And last season when he didn't know what down it was. I made a video that Brady was finally actually really washed. Turns out I was wrong. But, let's just look at the passing leaders so far from this week. You got Mahomes. You got Mac Jones, Tom Brady's replacement in New England, outperforming him. Aaron Rodgers, Kyler Murray, Matt Ryan, Herbert, Garoppolo, Dak, Goff, Huntley, Tyler Huntley. More passing yards than Tom Brady. 2 touchdowns for Huntley. Brady just 1 interception. Big reason the Saints disrupted Brady, pass rush. sacked 4 times, was never comfortable in the pocket.
It was
the Saints defense, it's like the Broncos defense. It's so good, but you have no confidence in their offense being consistent
so bad
right now. Even if Jameis was back there, I wouldn't feel great about
I've had the
offense.
Misfortune of watching the Saints offense now with Taysom Hill multiple times. And it's just very, very bad because people were like, Tom, it's a defensive game. You don't like defensive games? And I said, no. The defensive game part is coming from the Saints because the Saints defense last night was insane. You're talking about those sacks. I think 3 of them and a strip sack happened on 3rd down. Like 3rd down was the worst. And I'm sorry, let's talk about the Buccaneers offense for a hot second because it was 3rd and 2, 2 drives in a row. And Brady's like, I want to see how far I can throw it. Oh no, incomplete. Then it was 4th and short. They go deep and they still don't get it. It made no sense for the play calling because the way that the drives always started, it was handoff to Leonard Fournette. He would get 4 to 7 yards. Then they might get a little bit more. And it would be like 3rd and short. And then they're just like ripping it down.
Yeah.
And, I'm wondering, because we were talking about that tablet being broken before, Brady even threw it. I wonder if he just tossed it to one of his receivers and they just dropped it. Because at this point, you saw a lot of that last night. And listen, Godwin, out in injury. He's expected to miss the rest of the regular season. He has MCL injury. Evans left early. Fournette left early. They got decimated. And those 3 guys are Brady's top 3 receivers, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because Fournette's been amazing in the pass game. And again, like, I just don't know, of a team, because I'm going to give Tom Brady a little slack here. I don't know of any team that could have their top 3 receivers missing and be able to go up against a team and win. Oh, wait, Aaron Rodgers did that against Arizona on a short week in an away game. I forgot. Never mind. So I think that it was just very confusing play calling. I think the Saints defense absolutely swallowed the Buccaneers and crushed them. And yeah.
I think Leonard Fournette has been huge for the Buccaneers' success late, and losing him basically took away Tom Brady's safety net in terms of Fournette in the passing game, like you just said, has been huge for him. And I think I saw like a 3rd and 7 and they just dumped it off to Fournette and he converted it. I was like, oh God, they're going to start leaning on this again. And then he goes down with a hamstring. Evans with a hamstring too, I believe, which isn't the worst injury to have, but they're going to be out for some time. Like 2 skill players aren't coming back from a hamstring injury this week. They will get, I think, Antonio Brown back. I think Bruce Arians was toying with the idea of cutting him, but now that all of his receivers are hurt, no way he's going to do that. So AB will be back. Perfect timing because the Bucs need him. And they had this is what I love. The Bucs had the easiest schedule moving forward, and that included the Saints. Doesn't matter. There's no such thing as easiest schedule in the NFL because you can't account for your own team choking.
So, Perna,
or getting hurt. Injuries, like they'll even any game out.
All right, listen. I want to talk about something here. Okay. So I got a lot of comments, and I'm even seeing them in the comments now, that it's like, well, the Packers only beat the Ravens by 1. And the argument I'm always going to use is the Cardinals would have loved to beat the Lions by 1 yesterday.
Yeah.
They would have loved it. And listen, the special teams is bad. Of the Green Bay Packers, it's bad. It's downright bad. We still have major injuries. Thank God no one was injured significantly in yesterday's game. But the Packers keep on winning. They keep finding a fracking way to get it done. They won their division. And now they're the favorites to win the first seed and hold on to it with 3 games left. So I get it. I get the concerns because there are concerns. But we talk about teams getting healthy at the right time. You've been talking about the Cardinals, that they're going to be a team that in time for the playoffs, they're going to get all their guys back, if they're going to get healthy, etc. Oh, there you go. There you go. But now, I mean, we're looking at it and saying the Packers could be that team. Jair, Z, Bakhtiari. That'd be big because we're also, we were able to do what we did yesterday against a very good defensive line, and they're a very blitz-heavy team, and we had an offensive lineman literally starting for his first time.
Yeah.
So,
when I said the Buccaneers were basically the Tennessee Titans, like I'm kidding, but I'm not, because they didn't lose all of those players, Tennessee, at the same time, the same game. It's hard to, win that game, but it wasn't just that the Bucs lost. They scored 0 points with the greatest quarterback who has ever lived. 0 points.
PJ Walker, right? He tried to kick field goals. Did you see that attempt?
Oh, I didn't see the attempt.
Oh, buddy, because I saw the comments about it on Twitter that was described as just like bless his heart. He was doing it in warm-ups, dude.
Oh, PJ?
It literally like went like if these are the uprights right here, it went.
Yeah, what?
One of the worst things I've seen in my life. Oh, and Kenny Clark being out as well. That is true, Angel. That is very, very true.
Yeah, the Panthers essentially held a tryout for kickers pre-game because their kicker got hurt, quad or something, warming up. Who did they end up going with? I have it here. Let's see here. Wait, no, Panthers. Zane Gonzalez got injured. Brandon,
I got it.
Zylstra. Brandon Zylstra became their emergency kicker.
I'm gonna get it for you.
Zylstra.
I'm gonna get you the PJ Walker video. Please hold. The call is very important to us. It's worth it. It's honestly, I'm surprised they didn't do like what the Bears did a few years ago with like Goose Island, when you had the double doink. They had fans come out and like see if you could actually hit a field goal, and they were all like falling on their ass and stuff, and it was pretty funny. But it was just hysterical. They're like, yeah, well, all right, we're gonna try this because there's nothing else. We have nobody. We literally have nobody. All right, I found it. I got it. I got you. Hold on, I'm uploading it right now. All right, so what they had is they had a bunch of guys trying onside kicks, and then the last clip is PJ Walker trying to kick a field goal. So here we go. It's like, all right, little onside kicks, what have you. There it is. And here comes PJ Walker. Field goal attempt.
Where did the ball go? I didn't even see it.
So, okay, we got onside kicks. Onside kicks. And then it just goes all the way over.
Oh. Oh, PJ, you tried, buddy.
You know what? He's like, listen, this is my moment. The XFL, it got me to this point.
Kicking's tough, but I think, honestly, if I were on the Panthers roster, I would have been their emergency kicker for the day.
Yeah.
I can kick a 30-yard field goal. Easy.
I can boot it pretty well.
Yeah.
I can do defensively well. But, Perna, we got 4 games to talk about.
Oh, yeah, we definitely previewing those games. Nice thing is, Wednesday we'll have 4 games to recap Wednesday morning.
Yeah, we are. We're gonna have 4 games to recap, and then we have football again on Thursday.
Yeah, so tonight is Vikings Bears for you, right?
Vikings Bears, and then also Chiefs, Browns Raiders. Yep. So one's at 5:00, the other's at 8:15 Eastern. The Tuesday games are at the same time at 7 p.m. Eastern because they're like, no one really wants to see either of these games. But I'm going to have to push the West video back to Wednesday, and the 49ers play on Thursday, which means that's a time constraint. That's a time crunch.
I got to do power rankings Wednesday. That's push.
Power rankings I'm going to have to put out at like midnight on Tuesday because I have to do predictions, GPS, and the West video on Wednesday. Wow. It's not going to be a good time.
That sucks. Yeah, I'm doing the best and worst. I'm breaking it into 2 episodes this week. So I'm going to recap the games, then I'll do the 4 on Wednesday as well. So,
all right. Buddy, Raiders, Browns. I actually picked the Raiders to win just because the Browns were decimated.
Yeah, I mean, how many guys are they getting back since the game was delayed?
I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you that answer. I know, like, OBJ for the Rams, like, he tested negative. And I know that there was, like, some of the, like, that was part of the problem, too. Players were complaining. They're like, oh, look, we tested negative. We're fine. So,
Baker Mayfield, Case Keenum failed to test out of COVID-19 protocols. So they're going with Mullins, huh?
Nick Mullins. Oh, they got 3 people back. They got 3 back.
Josh Johnson back, or John Johnson, sorry. So that's good. Who else they get back? That's it.
The thing is, I don't believe in the Raiders, though. Sorry, Guillermo. Like I don't believe in the Raiders either. Like the Raiders should win this game.
Yeah,
but it's like the Broncos should have won that game. But I don't necessarily believe in them either.
Like the Raiders are not good, but I think Derek Carr is good enough to. Well, Browns defense can keep him in it, but I think Derek Carr can take advantage of this situation. I got to say something nice about the Raiders. I think Derek Carr is good, and he's a better quarterback than Nick Mullins. So if I got to just boil it down to 1 point, I'll bet on Derek Carr.
Okay.
Vikings Bears don't give a shit. Maybe the least interested I've been in a game all season.
I need Kirk Cousins to do nothing tonight. Like, I need him to do nothing. The Vikings can even win. I don't care. But I need the Kirk Cousins to do nothing. I got to stay alive in fantasy. I need Justin Jefferson and Kirk Cousins to do nothing. I need Dalvin Cook to just be like, all right, yeah, I'm just going to go off. I'm okay with that. Oh, and Darnell Mooney needs to score lots of points. But yeah, it doesn't matter. They can't win the North. The Vikings can still make the playoffs, but the North has been clinched by the Green Bay Packers. Kings of the North once again. By the way, Matt LaFleur, can we talk about a coach of the year yet? How about now? Can that happen yet?
No.
Just asking for a friend.
Can't.
No? Okay. And
Can't
then Wednesday, we got the two games, Washington and Philly. Okay. And then we got Seattle and the Rams. Like, these games, man, like I'm looking at these 4 games and I'm like,
Seahawks Rams is interesting just because the Rams they're up there.
45 people on COVID.
Oh God. Yeah. Well, we'll see where they're at Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
But, maybe. Well, I mean, I'm assuming Jalen Hurts is going to play for the Eagles.
Oh,
wish it was Minshew just for one more week, but
one last time.
There you go.
These games though, like, don't really interest me. They're just pushing my schedule back, and I'm not happy about it. So I have to figure out what game I'm going to stream today. If not both.
Interesting.
We'll see. But yeah, Monday and Tuesday those games are. But Brandon Perna, we did it. Made it through GPS. We had a bunch of people in here. We had over like 2,300. Crushed it once again. But folks, we appreciate you. Perna, you got some vids coming out today?
Oh yeah, best and worst. I dropped the Broncos recap last night because I
saw you did that.
I was like, I'm just gonna yell.
Oh, and now Perna's away. He ran away from it, and you're seeing his butt. There it is. There he is.
My friend, Cutie McFuckface. Help me with the recap. Big hit for the Broncos recaps. And we just yelled at the Broncos for 13 straight minutes, and that video went up. Shut up, Penguin.
I really
like
thought
the video for the Penguin.
I didn't realize that it was just mimicking you, and I really thought that's what his name was for a second. And I was like, who made that child's toy?
No, I was like, what's the dumbest name I could call him? Oh,
wait, is that what you use for like the baby, so the baby can talk to it and it talks right back to it? And
yeah, it's actually very adorable. Like,
yeah, because I
turn it on, and my baby comes over and she's like this. And she like nods her head down to make it make its noise. She knows how to turn it on and off now, but
she's becoming sentient.
Yeah, if you forget to turn it off, it'll just start like repeating the TV or whatever you're saying across. It's really annoying. It was fun for like 5 minutes, then I'm like, oh, I hate this thing.
This thing is the worst.
Yeah.
But all right, good deal. I'll be coming up with I haven't figured out what game I'm streaming yet today, but we'll get it rocking.
Whatever it is, you'll crush, Tom.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
All right. Well,
ladies and gentlemen, Brandon Perna.
Tom Grossi.
This has been the Grossi Perna Show. GPS. And you've been navigated.
And you've reached your destination.